Jamal is an amazing young adult who is passionate about advocating for justice, expanding inclusion, and creating spaces for belonging for all young adults. Since 2019, he has served as a United Methodist Campus Ministry intern at the University of Maryland, Memorial Chapel at College Park, Maryland, planning and organizing inclusive weekly worship services and small group meetings, and developing strong relationships with alumni funders and local church organizations. Jamal has served as an at-large voting member of the Reisterstown United Methodist Church and the Turnbow Trust Team, which is responsible for grants and proposals. And he recently completed an internship with Delegate Robin Lewis in the Maryland General Assembly, focusing on transportation, health insurance, and mental health services. And we want to welcome Jamal today.
Greetings. My name is Jamal Oakman. I am a student at the University of Maryland. I'm majoring in government and politics. Growing up in the United Methodist Church was really profound for me. I went to Reisterstown United Methodist Church, where I experienced Sunday school, youth group, confirmation, all the way up until the end of high school. It was both profound in the way that it taught me the education and the United Methodist cultures, a lot of the traditions within the United Methodist Church, being able to shape and mold a young person who's struggling to find their identity through middle school and high school, helping me to create my own identity. And I really do appreciate that in that regard. Rock was super profound for me. While I was in middle school and high school, there were certain years where I'd be super excited to get away for a weekend, and just be completely immersed in United Methodist traditions. And this was certainly one of them. The running up to the stage, when there was some band there, but it was the speakers for me, that really set my year and set my path. There were a lot of times where I'd be questioning my faith, questioning where do I belong in this world and whether a Christian tradition is really important for me. Listening to these adults who were super accomplished and super motivational, every single year changed something. Every single year taught me something new. Every single year it gave me a new perspective. I went to West River all the way basically from middle school all the way up until high school. And that was another week where I learned how fun Christians can be, which is something a lot of people might not see. But when you're able to combine the local riding of boats and the banana boats with the traditions of loving God and worshiping, it's something that's amazing and something that changes your perspective on who Christians can be. And all my experiences from my local United Methodist Church and from camp all led me to where I am in college right now with working with the TERP Hub. And the TERP Hub stands for Here You Belong. And it's an engaging way for us to tell students on the United Methodist campus that you are loved and you belong in the community of God, no matter who and what adults tell us in the United Methodist Church or any denominational church in general. Sometimes it may seem that young people are against the church or they're against the institution of church. And I think that comes off as a yes in our perspective. But the way that we see it is we serve a God that's loving and kind. And a lot of the churches serve a God that is divisive and doesn't care about other people, right? But when we take a step back and we look into perspectives of everyone, we all serve the same God, and we all understand that Jesus came to this earth to forgive both saints and sinners. It's up to our churches and it's up to our communities to engage and to pull in and try a little bit harder, right? Our campus ministries are a great place to do that, but I think more can be done. I am not 100% sure of the solution there, but I think considering that a lot of students are still spiritual and feel themselves connected to God or some other God in some way, then it's our job to convince them that putting their time and talent into our churches and our organizations is worth their time. It's really important that the older people in our churches understand that there isn't a competitiveness or a kind of competitive nature between the old and the young. A lot of older people have always said, oh, you guys are like the leaders of tomorrow or the next generation of leaders, but why can't we be leaders now, right? We have great ideas. We have ways to change institutions that's more inclusive for everyone. The sooner you allow for young people to take on leadership positions in the church, and the sooner that you allow for us to have these same experiences that you might have had, but have different perspectives in those positions, the sooner you will be able to get younger people back into the churches, the sooner we will be able to service our communities in greater ways than just food pantries. There's a lot of need in all communities, whether it's a rich community or it's a poor community. There are needs in those communities, and the connectiveness of all of our communities is just really important. And I think younger people offer those type of things to the church. We want to be able to solve a lot of the injustices that are happening in our communities, and we just want the chance to be able to do all of those things. Well, I really appreciate being able to sit here and talk with you all today. It just really hurts my heart to see the church going through such a difficult time in our perspective. And as a young adult, it was really important for me to get in front of this camera and voice a lot of my perspectives and a lot of my experiences within the United Methodist Church. Again, like I said, we all serve and we all worship the same God. And too often it seems like we don't, but in reality we do. And I really appreciate being able to have those perspectives out there today. Thank you.